back to Free America. Today I have another German Flyers gravity knife, commonly associated with German paratroopers, Fallschirmjaeger. This is a reproduction. Now I would love, this is a Type 2, I would love to own an original. Please forgive my rooster. But they're ridiculously expensive. Plus, I actually wanted to kind of put it through its paces and see what the quality was and so forth. Now, I acquired this knife from a company called At the Front. I'll leave a link in the description. These are reproductions. Now, reproductions are being made in a couple of different countries, a few different countries actually. Most notably Poland and the Czech Republic. And those reproductions in the past have been pretty darn good, and so much so that people have used them to age them and fake them and try to sell them as originals when they're not. So I'm not going to go into all the details about how you can tell an original from a fake. I'm just talking about the knife today. So there is a ton of research available on these types of knives, and at the end of the video I will leave pictures of some of the books that I have that I use to research these knives. Now, a couple of them are in German and a couple of them are in English. So let's get right down to it. So this did not come with a knife. This is a lanyard. It's made by a gentleman who sells them on the internet. Excuse me. If you're interested in one of those, let me know down in the comments, and I'll leave you the information about his lanyards. So let's take a quick look at this. This is a Type 2, right? Type 2 means you can take it apart. Let's take a quick look at. There's a couple of things quality-wise that I immediately noticed about this this knife, right? So first of all, we have this little, I don't know, what do you call that? Little indentation in this in the bolster, and that's because this is a casting. Now, original knives, on this knife, the head of this knife is one piece. On original knives, it is not, right? Original knives, they're two pieces, right? And you'll notice some of the fakes that are coming out of Eastern Europe, it'll be four pieces. It'll be front and back, and then side and side. So on the lanyard, or excuse me, on the release, it's got a pretty good click, right? Right, it's a gravity knife. There's no spring, right? So I've covered that before in another video. I'll leave a link up here to the Bundeswehr Fliegerkapmesser, the LL80. So one of the things that you notice almost right away is this ridge right here, and you'll see it here as well when you open up the spike, right? You see this? So these are investment cast, right? The original knives were not. They were totally machined. You'll notice that this has the RB Reichsbetriebsnummer, right? RB number for, this actually ends in 0019, which is RB number for Solingen. And the style of arrow is not really a Solingen style of arrow. But, so, fit and finish on the knife is okay. It's not great. Especially right here. Let's see if I can get that. Right here. You see this gap, right? And I can't seem to close it. So, you see we got two different styles of arrows here. This is a Weiersberg style of arrow. And all of these knives have this number 612 on them, which means nothing, frankly. The way the original knives are numbered is completely different. So you'll see here how this can pop out, you know, to be cleaned and so forth. Okay. And here's the blade. Interestingly enough, these knives are illegal in Germany if they have a blade. So you'll notice that it's got the little rail right here that rides in this slot. And that's it. It's pretty simple, right? Oh, there we go. So, now, one of the things that I'm not crazy about this knife with is this blade just rattles like crazy inside this handle. This was something that the original knife makers fought with and cured, so I'm not sure why these knife makers can't do that as well. So this knife is actually, so I should say, I called at the front and asked them where the knife was made. And they're not certain where it was made, but they were shipped from Pakistan. So that makes perfect sense. If you're a knife person, you know that Pakistan is the home of cheap knockoffs. So this, the quality of this knife kind of reflects Pakistan, right? So I wasn't sure if I had a one-off that was kind of rattly or a fluke or something. So these knives went on sale about a month ago. So I got another one. So when you look at them side by side, right, pretty much identical, right, same kind of space gap issue right here. This one doesn't have a little divot like that this one does, but you can see the fit and finish by the spring is not that great. Again, the spike RB number, it has the little ridge where you can see that it was a casting. So here's another difference. Let me show you this. One of the first things I noticed about this knife, the first one that I got, was that the spike doesn't actually lock all the way out. This one is a little bit better. So again, let's see if this one rattles. Yep, that's a thing. All right, so if you get one of these knives from at the front, you can expect that. Okay. Now, all of that to say, the knives are utility knives. That's what they're meant to be, right? Most of the pictures that you see of German paratroopers in World War II with these knives, you see them cutting sausage and spreading butter on their bread. Which is not to say that the knives were not used in combat, because they were. The knives were absolutely used in combat, and in the books that I'll put at the end of the video, there'll be some references in those books, and I'll try to point those out for you. But here we go. So again, at the front is not sponsoring this video, right? I bought these knives with my own money. I bought one of them on sale. Good for me. And I have another lanyard on the way, by the way. So this lanyard is 60 centimeters, which is short, okay? According to the books and the experts, the standard lanyard was 150 centimeters, right? Or meter and a half. And that makes sense, because the knives were carried in the pocket of your pants, and they were fastened to a D-ring that was sewn into your pants, for paratroopers anyway, and also on the flight suit for pilots. The knife has to be long enough for you to keep it attached to your pants, but also reach overhead, like to cut parachute shrouds or something like that, right? So a 2-foot lanyard is not long enough. You need a much longer lanyard for that. So, but this one is really well made. You'll see it's whipped at the end with cotton cord. This is a cotton lanyard, and these are the same style of clips that you would find on the World War II issued Fallschirmjaeger knife lanyard. So I'll also put a couple of pictures of how they attached the knives to their flight suits and jump pants with these lanyards. So thanks for joining me today, and I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your input. If you have a good source for other reproduction Fallschirmjaeger gravity knives, let me know. I'd like to compare these to the Czech and Polish versions. And of course, you know, from time to time you run across originals, and like I said, the reason I don't have any originals is because they're ridiculously expensive, frankly, and I'm not going to use them. On the other hand, I'm not going to think twice about scaling a fish with this. So now it has a 90-degree spine, in case you want to throw some sparks with it. Actually, the blades are pretty good. They're pretty sharp. This is what bothers me, right? That just makes me want to scream. Also, if you have any suggestions about how to remedy that, I'd love to hear it. I know how the Germans remedied that problem during World War II, but I'd like to hear your input as well. Okay, once again, thanks for joining me here in Free America, and I hope this video was informative or entertaining or something, and if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you think I suck, give me a thumbs down, and then send it to somebody you hate. Maybe they'll give me a thumbs up. So thanks for joining me once again. Have a great day. God bless America.